This is a continuation of the David Goggins video. Or an extension. So, one other thing that interests me about David Goggins are the sort of people that are his acolytes. David Goggins himself is really a philosopher. He's someone who decided to live a really radical way of life without any exterior input, and who does crazy things out of a will to transcend reality, out of an insane lust for power that transcends even the bounds of what is actually physically attainable. But I don't think his acolytes are like that. For one thing, his acolytes are not like him. For another, they are not like the Chad, even though guys like Andrew Huberman or Joe Rogan, who are arguably kind of Chads, like him. That's a very common sort of disposition for these guys to have towards him. I would say that just as often, I've known blonde, blue-eyed, tall, athletic, sometimes even college D1 athletes in gymnastics and such, and swimming, who really disdained him and thought that he was amusing. They made fun of him a lot and stuff like that. So that's not really his core audience. I think his core audience are really failed forms of life, mostly. I saw a video recently of an Asian kid who had run a marathon on prom night because he didn't have a date. And he said something like, "I will never get married," or something like this. And that really fits with the audience, again, of the ascetic priest that you would think that an ascetic priest has. The audience that Nietzsche describes for the ascetic priest, where the ascetic priest takes people who would naturally have this terrible resentment towards the well turned out, and he takes their will and maneuvers it against themselves instead, in a way that could perhaps at some point be productive for society. It's quite fucked up.